Like the late great Tom Petty sang, I won't back down. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stars who overcame addiction.
I have been sober for 5 years now. Through my sobriety, I can be happy with simple things now.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at celebrities who battled some form of addiction and came back stronger than ever.
My sweetest friend.
Number 10. Slash. Drugs, alcohol, and rock and roll tend to go hand in hand. The lead guitarist for the most dangerous band in the world, at the time, Slash spent the better part of 20 years exploring the effects of substance abuse. Following his heart disease diagnosis in the early 2000s, things came to a head during his Velvet Revolver days, when the legendary musician went on a grueling bender that snapped him back to reality. But nowadays, the Guns N' Roses guitarist explains that it's all about the music and his family.
And you become a slave to that.
Number 9. Angelina Jolie. Half of Hollywood's formerly biggest power couple over the last decade, the famous actress has never hidden her past with drugs. Angelina Jolie has spoken frankly about her bad girl persona and the dark time she went through when she was younger. Admittedly lucky to be alive, the director of the aptly named Unbroken has put those days behind her and is a firm believer in healthy eating.
We're gonna die. No, we're not, Mac.
Now the mother of 6 and a humanitarian, Angelina Jolie is one of Hollywood's greatest leading ladies. Number 8. Britney Spears. It's not uncommon for high-profile celebrities to go through a rough patch, but few people's situations compare to the pop princess. Britney Spears rose to fame during the late 1990s and early 2000s with songs like Baby One More Time and Toxic. A few years later, the singer broke up with her husband, resulting in a fierce custody battle. Things came to a head when the pop starlet had a public meltdown, drug abuse playing a part. Since then, Britney has recovered and continues to release new material with varying degrees of commercial success. Number 7. Fergie. Rising to fame after joining the hip-hop group The Black Eyed Peas, Stacey Ann Ferguson's vocal range is matched by few pop divas. With her debut album spawning 3 Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles. For a time, nothing could stop Fergie. During her earlier Wild Orchid days, however, the American musician battled a drug addiction, going from ecstasy to crystal meth. In an interview with Oprah, Fergie revealed that she was an addict for around a year before hypnotherapy helped the singer kick the monkey off her back for good.
With any drugs, it's, everything is great at the beginning, and then slowly your life starts to spiral down.
Number 6. Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm a what?
Childhood is tough enough without millions of fans watching your every move. Cast as Harry Potter by the time he'd reached the tender age of 11, Radcliffe turned to alcohol as the franchise slowly reached its end. The Woman in Black actor discussed his addiction during a podcast with Marc Maron, explaining that he was terrified of what the future had in store once Hogwarts was no longer an option.
Suddenly, I was in a world where I was like, I'm not going to have that consistency anymore. I'm not going to see all these people every year.
Living alone and struggling to appear normal, Radcliffe overcame his dependency after getting, quote, bored of feeling like crap every single morning.
In the end, it was leading me to a place where I was not really happy in my life.
Number 5. Eric Clapton. In his autobiography, the influential guitarist went into heartbreaking detail to recount his battle with drugs and alcohol. At one point, the Cream band member spent around $16,000 on heroin per week before kicking that nasty habit to the curb in the mid-70s. Unfortunately, Clapton replaced one drug with others, as cocaine and alcohol became his primary vices.
If you wanna hang out, you got to take her out cocaine.
After 2 decades of consistent abuse, which included Clapton passing out during a George Harrison concert, the musician sought out help and finally left that lifestyle behind. Number 4. Demi Lovato. The cool for the summer starlet went through hell before coming through on the other side stronger than ever. A victim of bullying during her teenage years, she later nearly succumbed to an overdose with nearly irreversible consequences, as the Sunny with a Chance actress mixed cocaine with Xanax. Lovato entered rehab in 2010 due to this cocaine addiction.
It's not a choice to have an addiction, and with bipolar disorder, it's a chemical imbalance, and it's something that you have to figure out your own treatment with your own team, and in order to do that, it takes time.
After a separate stint in a psychiatric ward, the pop singer managed to overcome her substance addiction, while admitting that she still struggles with an eating disorder. Number 3. Eminem. Drugs are occasionally referenced in Marshall Mathers' discography, often demonstrating self-awareness on the dangers they possess. Eminem does not shy away from discussing his past with substance abuse, revealing in the documentary How to Make Money Selling Drugs that things got particularly bad in 2005, as the Missouri-born rapper mixed pills to try to get a new high. He underwent rehab in 2007 as an addiction to painkillers destroyed his stomach.
How close do you think you were to dying?
They said 2 hours. If I would have got to the hospital 2 hours later, that would have been it. Because my organs, everything, my kidneys, everything were failing.
Using exercise as a motivator and distraction, the best-selling artist focused on his fight with drugs before crafting his 2 comeback albums, Relapse and Recovery.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand.
Number 2. Drew Barrymore. With her professional TV career beginning even before her first birthday, this Charlie's Angel had a rough childhood, which eventually contributed to an 18-month stay in a psychiatric institution as a teen. An accomplished child actress, with a memorable turn in Steven Spielberg's E.T. Drew Barrymore hit the club scene at the age of 13, and reportedly even younger than that with her mother, leading to hard drugs and a reputation as a party girl. After 2 stays in a rehab center and essentially divorcing her parents, the actress struggled to find work before making a comeback in the 90s. Nowadays, the mother of 2 boasts an impressive resume and belongs to the Hollywood elite.
Drew's life has been full of lessons, which have helped her as she and her husband raise their 2 daughters, 3-year-old Olive and 18-month-old Frankie.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Wonder what old Don will say when I tell him one of his gals down here stirring a fuss.
I ain't stirring no fuss. I'm just here trying to register to vote.
So that now, to me, you drop the rock of the burden of trying to figure that out, and then you're free.
Well, maybe she doesn't love him. Maybe she's just pretending so you'll go crazy and dump him.
Number 1. Robert Downey Jr.
I just finally know what I have to do. And I know in my heart that it's right.
As the linchpin of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and one of the most sought-after stars on the planet, Tony Stark's comeback is one for the ages. Despite a string of compelling performances, including an Academy Award-nominated turn as Charlie Chaplin,
the tramp can't talk. The minute he talks, he's dead.
Robert Downey Jr.'s career screeched to a halt after being arrested for possession of heroin and cocaine. After being released on parole, the actor continued to struggle for years, resulting in another arrest during his run on Ally McBeal. With no money and a bleak future, Robert Downey Jr. turned his life around, kicked his addiction, and slowly worked his way back into Hollywood's good graces.
It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable, and yet it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.